lungs and hearts or whatever else they are. And now an interesting new one I just read this week. It is really exciting. When a mother is pregnant and the fetus is implanting itself, fetal cells migrate through the mother's system. We used to think that these cells would disappear at birth. They would be lost from the system. Now we recognize they're not. That the mother and her child are connected because the mother has the cells of the child in it that tune in to the child's identity. So the mother can tell when something goes wrong with her child, even if they're not connected, because they're on the same wavelength. The relevance of all this is, what it hit me, the first thing it hit me, I was non-spiritual. I was an allopathic research medical scientist. I wasn't looking for spirituality. All I was looking at is how does the cell control itself. I saw the membrane, understood that, and then I saw the recognition of the self-receptors. And I said to myself, oh my God, I'm not inside of here. I'm playing in the environment. Why? If I cut off the receptors, I don't have identity anymore. And the bottom line is this. If you're receiving an identity from the environment, and what happens if it's like a television set with an antenna on it, but the antenna is tuned to an identity? Here's the issue. You're watching a television show. The television picture tube breaks. What do we say about the TV? It's what? It's dead. Did the broadcast stop? Yes or no? No. How do you know? You can get another TV, put the antenna on it, turn it on, and tune it to that station, and boom, you're back on the air. Point is this. I could take your self-receptors off of your cell and put it onto another cell. I could take my cell, cut off my self-receptors, take your self-receptors, stick it on my cell, and put that cell into your body. It's yourself. It's not me anymore. It's you. And the point about it is, all of a sudden you start to recognize this, and I said, oh my God, if I'm out there in the environment, then what happens if I kill the cell? It doesn't change me in the environment. I'm still out there. And all of a sudden, I cough. First time in my life, the reality of a spiritual identity. And why this is relevant is because the spirit persists whether the body is here or not. And that's what we're recognizing from people who are receiving these large organ transplants, that they're picking up the identity because the cells are still receiving from the self-receptors. So there's more to us than this physical body. That biology is on the verge of not only showing us that evolution and creation were simultaneous, but identity exists outside of the body. And that's what allows us to communicate through the atmosphere. And the relevance ultimately of that communication simply comes down to this conclusion. Beliefs are created in the brain. The beliefs adjust the body to match the belief. The brain waves are transmitted into the environment, so that beliefs are transmitted into the environment and impact those people that we are closest to. The closer you are to somebody, the more impact your belief will have on them. So the relevance is, then healing through prayer is understandable. Hurting through bad intentions is also understandable. So the reality is, it's a belief system. It's not a gene system, it's a belief system. What's the relevance of that? You can change beliefs virtually instantaneously. Which is larger, the north or the south? South. You see? How long does it take to change a belief? Not a long time. Relevance? Your belief is running your life. If you change your beliefs, you can alter your life. If it's not running the way you want it, change your beliefs, and you'll start to see you will bring things into your life. And with that understanding, I'd like to close with this understanding for you. You are more powerful than anyone has ever given you credit for. We have lost our power by assigning it to the genes. But I want you to understand, as you've seen tonight, the genes cannot activate themselves. They're responding to the environment, which includes not just the other signals, but the identity of who you are. You carry this into your body when you come here. And the idea about it is this is your life. And the bottom line is this. You can change your life as fast as you can change your beliefs. And your beliefs can be changed almost instantly. And the reality is you are not a victim unless you're just a victim of your belief. And you can change belief. And therefore, when you get up from this room and you walk away, recognize as you're walking, you know those thoughts that keep going through your head and all that? Analyze them. Think about them. Why? Because those are shaping your future. Why? Those are the thoughts that are leaving your head and are like tuning forks. They resonate with things out in your environment. Tuning fork. Your brain is a tuning fork. What does that mean? Well, what happens to the tuning fork when it causes the goblet to start moving, right? So your brain creating events in your life. And all of a sudden you have to recognize, well, what are those beliefs as you're walking down the street? As psychologists and psychiatrists inform us, approximately 70% of our beliefs are negative and redundant. If we have negative and redundant beliefs and we're having a tuning fork that is not bringing us good news, it's only going to cause anything to shake that's negative out there in the field. Things that would not, everything is sort of like sitting still, but when the tuning fork starts to vibrate, it will cause whatever resonates with it to vibrate as well. So I have let's say 50 people out here, and there are 49 good people and one bad guy. And I start putting out a vibration of fear of the bad guy, fear of the bad guy. So what am I? I'm a tuning fork. Which of the people out there are going to vibrate with me? The bad guy. And all of a sudden, the bad guy will be attracted to me. We bring into our lives things because we're not watching that. This is the secret of life. Watch your thoughts because you can create new ones. I know this. I've done it. And it works. And the Caring Center here in town is a great resource to get into recognizing the beliefs and the energy in your environment, how you can alter them, because it's a darn sight more healthy and safe than going through a lot of conventional medical practices to try to do the same. So I leave you with this. You are powerful beyond anything you've ever imagined. But then you have to recognize responsibility. And I used to end by saying, if you understand everything I just said, then you understand this. You are personally responsible for everything in your life. Well, I used to end that way, and people got so mad at me all the time that I thought, this is not a good ending at all. And in fact, what happened was some woman got so upset she brought her husband in because she could not fathom the idea that she was involved in the unfoldment of her life. So we talked about it, and I said, okay, how about this as a conclusion? So this is the new conclusion. You ready? You are personally responsible for everything in your life once you become aware that you are personally responsible for everything in your life. Thank you very much. Thank you.